Hello and welcome back to the Arcane Forge. My name's Josh and I thought today we could return to the commission corner and I could talk to you a little bit about one of the commissions that I worked on recently. Today's illustration was actually my most recent one that I did back in October, I think? And it was commissioned by a long-time supporter and friend of the channel, one of my patrons over on Patreon for a good long while, Bootsy, as a gift for his friend Oliver. So let's get started. So the character that I was commissioned to draw was named Omar, but actually has a much longer name that I'm going to attempt. His name is Omar Ben Nareb Ben Rashid Ben Sajd, or perhaps Sajid. The Eye of Mirdon, last of the Banu Sara, Blood Avenger of Ardwa, and Magister Arcanum Zabuli. Now Bootsy gave me an absolute ton of information on this character. There's obviously a lot of love that's been poured into this character over the years. So I thought what I would actually do is read some of the information that Bootsy sent to me about this character as inspiration to draw them. So hopefully you won't pay too much attention to the fact that I'm really struggling to figure out the pose of this character in my head right now. Bootsy says Omar is played by my friend and buddy Oliver, who introduced this character into our long-running Rolemaster campaign in 2006. We play every Thursday, so when you subtract off time for vacation, holiday and illness, it's safe to say that Omar has already seen 450 to 500 game nights. Of course, he, like his party members, has already reached a pretty high level, but there is no mighty enough in Rolemaster, for the rules allow even a weak opponent to kill you with a single blow. It's true, a level 1 peasant with a pointy stick has a chance to kill a Balrog with just one hit, although it's very unlikely. Sounds like a system I need to check out, Bootsy. Bootsy says that Omar started as some kind of arcane archer who served a mysterious man called Mirdon, who's the head of a spy network. Omar comes from a pseudo-Arabic culture that worships a trinity of gods. I was told that the Arabic thing was really important to the theme of the image, so I try to capture that as best I can with some colour palettes that I think would work, and also this kind of border towards the end that sort of should show some Arabic kind of flair. But anyway, Omar worships this trinity of gods, the goddess of the sun, the goddess of the moon, and their son, the god of battle and storm. Over the years, Omar established a very tight bond to the storm god, who demanded blind obedience for his support. This caused a lot of trouble not only for Omar, but the party as well. Some major events, which included Omar's death by sacrifice to save his friends, and a resurrection. Omar's nature changed. After some major events, Omar's nature changed. Instead of being a loyal warrior who just followed the orders of the gods and his liege, he became a far-sighted leader and scholar. In parentheses, I'm told that he multiclassed into a seer, but neither his bow nor his blade became brittle or rusty ever since. I tried to capture some of this, some of the information I was given there, by redrawing some of my sketches later on. I actually redraw his eyes, I think, because I initially start him off being quite battle-hardy looking, quite excited by the conflict that the character's obviously in this portrait, but I redraw things because I wanted to make them look a little bit more distant, that sort of, 1,000-yard stare, a little bit more wide, like they're kind of seeing through the combat, the potential of the combat in the future. But as an arcane archer, and in particular with his sort of primary god being someone who's a god of battle and storm, I thought it'd be interesting to give these kind of magical arrows some sort of lightning effects as we go on later on in the piece. I'm told that for inspiration for Omar's sort of physical appearance, I was told to picture Ardeth Bey, the chieftain of the Medjay from the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie, but also the protagonist in the Prince of Persia games. It was really important. He had a long, kind of wavy, flowing hair and this kind of Van Dyke beard as well. He was supposed to be athletic and skilled in both archery and swordcraft, so I thought maybe quite lithe and athletic rather than, you know, chunky and huge and strong. Bootsy told me to get a picture for the character. He informed me that Omar is quite a thoughtful and strategic character during encounters. He likes to keep good overview while the rest of his party goes usually a bit more Leroy Jenkins, which I very much appreciate as a Warcraft fan. Good reference there. Nevertheless, it's usually Omar who finds himself in a bloody pulp, unfortunately. in need of major healing at the end of a battle. I'm told that his fighting style is quite acrobatic and includes a lot of parkour, and he usually shoots 2 or 3 magically empowered arrows at his opponents before he jumps into melee combat with 2 scimitars. So I tried to kind of capture this by depicting that maybe he's sort of turning 180 degrees from the waist, catching an opponent off guard with a magical arrow in this picture. As for the clothes, Bootsy sent me through some, well, an absolute ton of images of absolutely stunning looking kind of Arabic influenced clothes and pieces of armor and leather gear and weapons and all this kind of stuff. It was absolutely wonderful to browse through and take influence from. So hopefully I captured the spirit of the boards that you sent me. And this was a really wonderful one to draw. There's obviously a lot of love that's gone into this character over years of play. And it's really lovely to see as well that that love is being shared not only by the player, but by the other people at the table. I think that's a really wonderful thing, that it's so clear that Bootsy loves this character, even though it's not his character. He's the DM, and that he can be so passionate about such an established person in a game, and to know them so thoroughly as to send me all this information. I think it's wonderful. What's not wonderful though is drawing bows. I will be honest with you, I loved drawing this in every capacity except for the bow. I hate drawing bows so much. I don't know why, I just cannot draw them. They never quite feel right, and I don't know quite how to make a kind of epic looking bow. I think I might have to do another visit to the Royal Armouries and go and do some sketching of some bows in person and see if I can kind of get a better feel for them. Maybe I'll make a video about that, I don't know. But at the moment, I hate drawing bows because I am terrible at it. But I hope you enjoyed this either way. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a little thumbs up, a little like down below. Maybe favourite this video if you want to refer back to it later on. And share it with your friends. Everything you do like that really helps this channel to grow, so thank you very much for your help. If you're excited about the idea of me drawing a character for you, unfortunately I don't have any commissions open at the moment. I'm way too busy, unfortunately, to dedicate the hours that it takes to a full commission. This one, for example, took me, I think it was something like 6 or 7 hours from start to finish, which I had to chip away at, you know, a couple of minutes at a time when I got some extra time. So this took a really long time, and it's not something that I have the time for right now. But I've offered some new pledge levels on Patreon, including a sort of one-on-one hour-long chat with me where I will also do things like sketch out your characters and draw them during that hour, if you want to build a character together and things like that. So I can offer that. Obviously as well, some of you may have seen that we've started selling t-shirts with the Arcane Forge logo on, and I am planning to offer tons more of my designs, including characters and classes and things like that, on t-shirts for sale in the future. If you'd like some of my drawings in person, keep an eye out for that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. I hope you had a fantastic Valentine's Day, actually. I realise that's just passed. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll look forward to seeing you all on Monday for our next Monster Monday.